Hi Scrappy friends, and a big welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today it's Melinda Sweetman here with you, and I've got another share for the Traci Reed Designs team. So, as you can see, we are in Photoshop Elements at the moment. I have left this at actual speed that I recorded this, so I can kind of go through what I've done. You can see on the right hand side there I've got all my layers, and I've turned everything except for my background layer off, and I'm going to slowly go through and turn them all back on. First thing I did was I grabbed the 12x12 pattern paper, which is a textured plain pink from the collection, and I have used that as my background. I did change the opacity to 50%, so it's half as light as what the original colour is. And then I have jumped, so that's from the My Oasis collection, and then from the #Indoorsy collection, I have pulled a bunch of the different mixed media embellishments from the embellishments in that digital kit, and you can see I'm just layering those up. I did play with this off screen for a little while, and I thought that I would just show you my little process here. I've got some stamping on the edges, and that's the same stamp that I have flipped, that I have copied, that I have resized along the left and the right. I've also got a whole border, which is the brown splatters and the pink, the red hearts and the blue kind of painty marks with the text and the white, which is a whole border. Then I've got the scribbly heart with the arrows and the paint. Then I've got the paint stripes, which again I have copied over to the right hand side too. And you can see that there's only a tiny bit of that peeking over. I've got some thread also, and then I've got those two like frames that I've used essentially as stamps. Those two pieces that I've just added in, I've got them in my two photos. They're sized at 3x4. My title, which is from the My Oasis collection, and so too are these two little sentiments. One says Namaste Home, and the other says Love This Place. And here I am with my page printed out. I'm just going to give you a quick look at that. I've also dropped, see where that really light grey and the love heart is just below where my title was just then. That is one of the stickers that I'm going to use for my journaling. I'm just letting you have a good look at that. I love the way this printed. It is on textured white cardstock, and to be honest with you, because I'd done this in Photoshop Elements, like all my background work was done already, and then as I was putting this together, I kept thinking, okay, I need to add more. And then I'm like, no, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. So, yes, it's very interesting creating these hybrid pages. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And the beauty of doing the hybrid pages starting in Photoshop Elements is that if I don't like something, I just Control Z. So amazing. So off camera, I've backed my top photo with 2 thin layers of cardboard, my bottom photo with 1 thin layer of cardboard. I've also popped up my title on some thin cardboard, and I'm just now playing with exactly how this is all going to come together. Decided I wanted something with a bit of texture and interest. Everything obviously at this point is paper, and it does stay that way for the most part. But I felt like this just added a little bit of something extra. So I've cut that doily in half, and I'm just going to stick it down where it is, try not to move things because I really like the placement and the way that it's looking. In hindsight, I wish that I had done my distressing to this top photo before I had stuck this down. Not to the end of the world though, and I actually really love how this page came together in the end. These two collections work so perfectly together. I don't know that I mentioned it at the beginning. This is a Mixed It Up Monday post for the Traci Reed team, and Traci will pick 2 collections and encourage us to pair them together and see what we come up with. And this is exactly what I've done here, and oh my goodness, I just love how these 2 collections come together. The only thing that I found was a bit of a contrast, and I didn't find it hard to incorporate it, but I did kind of go, okay, so there's this pop of this red that is in the #Indoorsy collection that is not in the My Oasis collection. What can I do to make sure that it doesn't to make sure it feels like it belongs. So you'll see I've obviously got that border all the way around the page, which has got the top left and the bottom right love hearts. Then I've got the 3 hearts at the top of the photo, and then I've got the arrows on the right of the photo. And I thought that that worked really well. It was a few pops of that colour, which drew your eye around the page, and I'm going to add one more little bit, which you'll see further on. But for now, I am just sticking down, besides that doily, pretty much everything that I had already decided in Photoshop. I'm really, really happy with how this worked out. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well, I added some splatters to my background before I did anything. It's in that light gold that I'm currently obsessed with, it seems. I've used it on my last couple of shares, I think. So I've done that, and I've let that dry as best I could with my impatience level. And I'm just sticking down my 2 little sentiment strips here. So that one says Namaste Home, and this one says Love This Place. So I did share a video before this one of some small details in my bedroom. I did go into a little bit of detail. We've been in our house for nearly 14 years. We've redone, the kids' bedrooms a couple of times, nurseries, and then my eldest had his bedroom redone for his 10th birthday. My youngest is 10 later this month. I've wanted to have our bedroom done for many years, and so this year we finally jumped in and did it. I've been saving and pinning, and finally I think the last touches are done now. Yeah, my husband finished off the ceiling light today, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm just documenting. This was kind of the moment where I went, oh my gosh, I'm almost completely done. I hadn't done my decorations at this point, but obviously my new bed, the bed head, the wallpaper, that was all done. And yeah, I love our bedroom now. It's so pretty. All right, so this is how I'm adding in that extra little bit of red. I've got one of the little tabs from the stickers. This just has a scribbly love heart and the word like. And I feel like that just brings that colour to the forefront of the page, since all the rest of it is in the background. And I'm going to add a little bit more embellishing, but I didn't want to add too much and kind of take away from what I had done already. So I've got some scraps here. I'm going to make little tag shapes using another tag from the stickers and cutting that shape, and then I'm going to stick them up the top of the photo here. At one point, it'll be interesting to see if you notice without me saying anything, but this tag that I'm working on, what should I do? So I'm going to trim it down, get it to the right size, and then I'm going to go, yep, okay, that can go in there. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm covering up all the red. It can't go in there. So I do shuffle that over a little bit, and then I muck around with this for ages, which I don't make you watch. I'm really funny about using tags and the way they sit on a page. So also, these are really quite small scraps, especially that pink one. But I do make it work in the end. As you can see, because they're not stuck down, they keep moving. When I move one, the other one moves. So I'm going to pop that aside, and I wanted to do some of the little ring things that go on the tag. So I'm using that same gold paint and some watercolor cardstock here that it's just a scrap. I'm just going to paint a little rectangle here, pop that aside to dry, and then I'm going to bring my page back in. I'm going to cover up my photo. I'm sure I do. Yep, cover up my photo. And then I'm going to add some more splatters. So I do want some bigger splatters here. If you don't like watching hands get painty, don't watch this bit. But I wanted some bigger splatters. So I'm loading my paintbrush up with heaps of paint and water, and I'm going to just squeeze it so I get some really big splatters. Yep, I got paint everywhere. As soon as I was finished with these splatters, I did go and wash my hands because this paint was a bit sticky and I didn't need to get everything sticky. So I'm just going to add a few more splatters all the way around over the top layers here. And then I realized that I wanted to add some more stuff, so that's okay. All right, so adding my splatters in. I forgot that I added so many. Really can't see them very well on the video, and I don't know that I captured them particularly well in the photos, but it's really pretty. It is subtle, but I love it. Alright, punch out my little hole reinforcers here. This is a We Are Memory Keepers punch. One of them was a little bit funny. Grab my little tag tops, and I'm just going to use my Scotch tacky glue to stick that down. Because there were some splatters on here, I did find that I was sticking to my fingers. Alright. Wasn't sure what I was going to use to thread these, so I did pull out a couple of options. I got some gold twine and some of this white crochet thread. I ended up going with the white crochet thread because I've got that white doily and everything else is kind of off-white. I thought that was a better idea. I'm just going to stick these down and I do start tying them, but then I do exactly what I'm trying to avoid doing, which is dipping the twine into that wet gold paint. So I do leave it and come back later. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm sorry that my fat head is in the way. Pulled out some sequins. I'm using 2 mixes from Spiegel Mum Scraps. One is called, let me find my piece of paper. One is called Dahlia Delights, which is the one with the dark red, and then this other one that I'm using is called Ice Cream Dream. You can see I've got these 2 big ones, and I went to look for a third one, and I literally have got these 2 big ones in that colour. I was spewing. But I did end up going back through, and the blue ones in that collection also work beautifully. Going through this one as well, which is Vintage Dowry. I do pull out the pink ones, but then I decide to just leave it as 3 lots of 3. See me just add those now. I'm like, I don't think that I need these pink ones, so I'll pull those out. Off they go. I've stuck all those down. You can see I'm awkwardly trying to write in my journaling. This gold pen that I'm using is very subtle, but it is enough that you can read it in real life, so I'm really happy with that. And it's just, I've been waiting so long, and I'm really happy that it's almost done. I love this new space kind of thing. I'm going to tie 2 little bows in both of these. Just mucking around with those. Just get them to the right length. I'm not going to make you watch all of that, but that's how that looks, and I'm going to come back and do the other one after, and then that is the final page. So like I said, I really love how this layout came together in the end. I have also scribbled down the bottom July 2022 because that's when the photo was taken. Make sure you pop over to the Traci Reed blog so you can check out all of what the design team has done with these 2 beautiful collections. So that's #Indoorsy and the beautiful new My Oasis collection. Both are absolutely gorgeous. If you have any questions, please make sure you drop them below. And as always, thank you ever so much for stopping by and choosing to spend your scrappy time with me. I look forward to my next share with you. Have a fantastic scrappy day.